Up here, bud. You're up here. Where's Mayflower?
G'day.
I sort of had a lot to do with the guys in my early years, like, and actually had a lot to do with up here at Clifton. It seems funny to me today that Clifton seems so much smaller. When I was a kid, it seemed so big. But obviously, through the times and change, you grow up, you go back to these places, and things have changed. You know, it's a beautiful town. It's actually beautiful to be back here tonight for such beautiful people. You know, they've been together now for 50 years, had 3 larrikin kids. Will, Paul, or Will as we knew him as a kid, Tom, Henry, and Biz. What was your nickname? Paul?
Yeah.
Joff seemed to have a nickname for everything as a kid, and as I said, he
But he gave us all names, it couldn't be short.
couldn't be
He
sure.
gave us
That's right.
nicknames.
And he had a certain delight in when us, what he called city slickers, as I said, came up from Brisbane to spend a bit of time with him on the farm, and holding us there till about 8 o'clock at night, and telling us how useless we were at everything. And we weren't sure when 9 o'clock came whether we were actually going to be camping out for the night or what the story was. There always seemed to be another electric fence or something to put up. And then you'd be just about home, and then there'd be some sort of animal on the side of the road that Joff was going to help out. Ultimately, that animal ended up living at the house for another 6 months after that as well. Dr. Doolittle. Seems to been passed on to his son, because if you look on Facebook now, Joe's farm over in Mexico, Panama. One of those. But you know, they're obviously beautiful people. You know, Joff has been a great citizen of the town, and actually contributed to winning an award a couple of years ago as the Australia Day citizen. And obviously, my auntie is one of the most beautiful people you ever meet. Always there with a big smile on her face. She is a really beautiful person. And I think with that, you know, I think we all get together and sing happy birthday to Joss and Joff. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joff. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! 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 So on that, I know my man here, great man himself, would like to say something about. And it's not about merging councils or anything like that. Oh, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I've prepared a bit of a sermon here for
Join over the sleeve.
thank Ian for his remarks, because they're all true. One thing. Yeah, so the mayor was there, and I might be reading my own writing. See what's going on.
Where you go?
Well, Joss and I have been lucky enough to reach the allotted span of 70. Mind you, that's 70 for you included. Mind you, it's a bit of a struggle. However, we've made it, and I guess each year from here in is a bonus. Our partnership has lasted 50 years at the end of this year, and they say you can be married until you're young. So if you're worth sums out on that, you're worth pretty young. I would like to thank the family for organising this gathering. Andrea especially, she's a land. 70 of them or something.
He turned up.
Also, our sincere thanks must go to all you people coming along and celebrating with Jocelyn herself. We certainly appreciate your attendance and the sacrifice you've made in travelling here to Clifton. It is amazing the distance you have travelled to be here with us. There are people here from Brisbane, Gold Coast, Toowoomba, Warwick. There's even a person here from Sydney that flew up especially for this occasion. So it just shows you how important it is. Then we have another important guest from Panama. I suppose your guest is our son Paul, who has been away for 13 years. I think he is nominated for Mayor of Panama City. Before I finish up, I must tell you a little story. Most of you people would be familiar with the forced amalgamation of council. Jocelyn and I fought hard to keep this local show intact. Mind you, I see a few of our fellow radicals in the gathering here tonight. They're not mentioning names. However, the powers to be informed us on how much better off we would be. We were joined up at the neighbouring village of Toowoomba. Notice? Neighbouring village. Yeah. Since this took place, I've been doing a bit of observing how this better off bit is working. So the other day, there were two workers, probably not local people. One could have come from Yarraman, and the other could have come from the other side of Mulmerran, the way this council works. However, they were hard at work, cleaning on their shovels, having to deliver yarn, probably planning a weekend fishing trip or something else very important. All of a sudden, one of the workers wheeled around and stamped his foot on the ground behind him. He gently lifted his boot, and there was a garden snail as flat as a tack. His mate, observing the sudden movement, asked for an explanation. The response was, "I got sick of that little creature. He had been following me around all day." Finally, I'd like to thank the caterers here that put this meal together. I know a lot of it worked into their hand, they worked into their hand here, so I hope you all enjoyed the evening.
As you heard Joff say, he's had the travelling Wilbury over here, Paul, away for quite some time. I'm sure there's a couple of stories that maybe Paul would like to throw in about his parents and his life.
Not my choice, but I've been pushed into this. Not real good at speaking in public, but yeah, I haven't been around too much in the last 20 or so years, I guess, so I've missed out on a lot of mum and dad, you know, over the years, and my sisters too for that matter, but I've got to say, never, I might be far away in distance, but never far away in spirit, you know, never, always kept in contact, mostly, and I've got to say, couldn't meet two better people anywhere. I've travelled all around the world, and people just don't get any better than these two. And as you know, Dad's pretty dedicated to the community. And Mum's just a saint, you know. I think anyone here that knows her, you know, incredible. So, yeah, one little story that I can remember, it's stuck in my mind. Mum was in hospital. I can't remember what happened to her or why she was in there, but there was Dad and Andrea, Lynn and I were going down to visit her in this little red Mini that we used to have. Some of you probably remember that. I can't remember where we're coming from, but it was somewhere near Cambodia, and I have no idea why, but Dad decided to take this shortcut because it cut the corner. What he didn't tell us was that it had been raining and this was a dirt road. We got about, I don't know, 100 metres down this dirt road, and that was as far as we were going. We were up to our waist in mud, in our good clothes.
All our good dresses.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
It was scary. We were kids, you know. It was pitch black. That's one of Dad's good shortcuts. But I have to say, I don't remember taking any others. So, yeah, I'd just like to thank them for everything they've done for me and for the family. We'll see them again in 12 months. I've got to go back home. So.
Back home.
This
Back
is
to
home.
Panama. Yeah, the other
Where's home?
Panama. That's the other home, temporary home. But yeah, I've got my ticket ready to come back in 12 months, so you've got to stick around for that. The next birthday. But yeah, thanks very much. Very good.
So with that, I know young Bradley's also got a couple of words he'd like to say about his grandparents.
Told you were being mean.
I don't have a hell of a story like these two guys, but I'd just like
You
to...
are a hell of a story.
Yeah, but it's not on paper yet. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'd just like to thank you guys both for everything you've done for me for my whole life. I really appreciate it. And I hope we have quite a few more years together. Yeah.
So with that, if there's anyone else from the community that'd like to get up and maybe say a few words.
Mary.
Come on, someone's got to say. Come on.
I'd just like to say how delighted I am that we can all be here to celebrate such a special birthday for both Jocelyn and John. And I've got very fond memories of special occasions, particularly their wedding. It was a magnificent evening. I can still remember Pat and I dancing with Joe and Jean. It was a wonderful night. Joe was he was at school and getting into trouble.
After school.
First grade, I think. I just feel very privileged that we can all be here to celebrate.
Well, honestly, these pair here are just wonderful people, and I can see where they've touched Paul, Andrew and Lena in their lifetime. Had a few things go wrong in their lifetime, but they bounced back each and every time. Josh, ever since I started working in Clifton, which is just over 32 years ago, you know, Josh had a lot to do with Josh, but he did his carpentry out the farm and we lived out of Victoria Hill. Before we were married, done a fair bit of work since. I now worked in our workshop up the road, and since Joffrey retired, I used him as our runner. He goes to Toowoomba, goes to Derby, goes to Brisbane, any time of the day and night, does the job. So he even comes to drive to Gatton with me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so, and Jocelyn too. So, but anyway, it's an absolute privilege to be a good friend of Joff and Jocelyn. They're great people, and I wish them all the best. Thanks, Rob.
I'd just like to say, I bumped into Joffrey about 29, 30 years ago on a site in Clifton. He was a bit standoffish for a while because he was the old tradie about the place and I was the new kid on the block. But it's a great pleasure to say that since that time we've become very good mates. We've had never had a bad word, never had an argument, only because I agreed to what he said. I think now he's in a fair bit of trouble. That since he's turned 70, and that is old in anyone's book. Because a couple of years ago I was accused of calling him old. Now that he's turned 70, I'm justified. Because he is old. 70 is old. So I can call him old man, old tradie, old timer. But the best part that I can call him is old friend. Thank you very much.
Eddie, bad boy. You're saying old, you've got to make it, mate. We've made it. You didn't get there, eh? Well, you go on, maybe somebody should do something better. Anyway, Josh's mother, or Josh's father, and myself were cousins. And long story, so we won't go there. I'm writing about the number. That's a different story again. However, Joffrey, I remember he was a little fellow nappy sitting in a high chair. And when we were out of Pilgrim, we were born and raised out of Pilgrim, and we used to come in for our communion, and Joff's mother was always, she always classed herself as my mother's seventh daughter. So 6 sisters, and anyway, she made a confirmation sort of thing. Whenever we came to town, we stayed overnight with Joff. Joff was there in his high chair. And he used to thump. I told this story 10 years ago. You know those little things that get done pops on? You know those little round things?
One of the mushroom things.
Yeah, like a mushroom, like a wood mushroom. Yeah. And for some reason, he's like playing with that. He goes to sit the tail and this guy will be bashing on the trolley tree. He's going to be a judge this time, he's going to be a judge. He wasn't a judge, he became a chippy anyway. And may I say, a bloody good one too. Very meticulous, very... Absolutely had to be right. Don't ever leave a shittle sitting on top of a ladder either. Anyway, Jocelyn. Thank you very much for your hospitality tonight. A wonderful meal and very well organised. Thank you, Andrew, and Dominic, Paul and Libby. Libby's a different story. She was born the same night as our young story. Remember Dr. Gap? Hello, Mary. Dr. Gap saying, don't ever hear the name May again. Because I have to live with Jenny at home. He arrived, he just got home, got back to bed, and there comes Libby. What? Oh, sorry. Libby's that one. Sorry, I guess you girls did say some of the same. Anyway, congratulations to Madam Kirby, and well done. Good on you.
I wasn't going to get up, but I just thought I'd match some of these bloody larrikins around here. But in all sincerity, Jocelyn and Joffrey, I truly say that they'd be probably the best couple you'd ever meet. I've been all across Queensland, settled here about 20 odd years ago, and we were very heavily involved with the Anti-Forced Amalgamation Committee with Joff and Jocelyn, and I never seen anyone who got down to the trenches and stuck with us right till the end. And I say to you, Joff and Jocelyn, and it's not over, it's a work in progress. It's not completed, and one day we'll realise the wisdom of that, what do they call it, Toombareesal Council, I nearly forgot the words. And they'll, I think one day we'll have a sympathetic government that will get our Shire back, at least in some form or shape. And also Joff and Jocelyn have both supported all the country music shows we have around here over a long period of time, and I just haven't got them to get up and sing a song with me or drink a beer, Joff. So one of those two things is still on my on my list yet.
I think you got a better chance with the singing.
I know. But have a nice 70th birthday, and it's wonderful. You got a good crowd, and they all got a sense of humour. And happy birthday on behalf of each and every one of us.
It's obvious here tonight that these two are an amazing, beautiful couple, respected by their family and the community. But I thought I'd finish in saying one thing about how proud George and Eileen and Joe and Ma would be for you.